We opened an antique store, but it had to be family friendly, where we could work and still have fun. Sometimes you have to climb a mountain or open some new doors to find the treasures inside. This is our life, this is our adventure, this is Curiosity Inc.
So today I've been getting busy on getting the steel on this car cut apart and ready for prep. There's a couple things I have to do before it's ready to weld, and there's a couple things you need to know about welding a frame of a car.
So we've determined that to fit the engine and the transmission in, we're going to have to add about an extra foot to the length of this car, which will make it less of a midget race car and more of a proper race car. So more to come on that. But in order to start doing that, we're going to have to remove the damaged section of frame. So you can see on the other side, they have notched it out. It's got cracks. What we're going to do is we're going to take it from the channel iron here. What they did is they actually had two separate pieces of iron. Then they put the channel iron in the middle and ran a weld up the channel iron. So I'm gonna have to grind all this away, and hopefully that'll free it up enough where I can actually slide it out. And then on the back, we're gonna have to do sort of a notch so it can handle the weight of the engine and be structurally sound. So that's gonna take a little bit of extra work on that. But for right now, I'm working on grinding down the weld on the top here. So as you can see, I've been grinding for a little while on this one side here. So there's the two separate sides. You can see it's hollow there. There's where they slid the channel iron in. And what I have to do now that I've got got it basically ground down, all the welding is off, is try and loosen it up to a point where we can actually just slide or remove that channel iron. So a lot of work done in this spot here already. So next step is going to be try and free it up so we can get it out of there.
And the other thing that you might notice is that I was able to actually get a transmission for my old engine here. So I have now a rebuilt engine and a good transmission. It came out of a running car. So I've put the two together, and thankfully good old Henry Ford, they made these parts fit together really easy, and they're very interchangeable. So even though that transmission was off another car, it just bolted right up, no problem. So that is in waiting for once we get the frame together, and then we should be able to start mocking up where the engine mounts are going to go. So I've got some work cut out for me, literally, so I'm going to get to it.
Okay, so the first piece is out. Thankfully, that's all done. Just have to clean this up and get it ready for welding. And I've got the other side to do still. So one down, one to go.
And as I'm working on the front of the car, Dave is working on getting the 45-degree angles cut on the back. We've marked it, we've chalked it, we know exactly where we have to cut, and now it's just a matter of getting the old metal out.
Okay, so the bad section of frame is cut out. That's gone. Cut it at a 45-degree angle so that the weight and the stress of the weld lays across an angle, and it's much more secure that way versus vertical. So that's done. That's done. Next is going to be preparing the new steel. Okay, that's not quite an angle. So for the next step, what we're doing is we're getting the new angle iron, the new C-channel there in place with our 45-degree cut. Getting it all clamped and lined up. As you can see, that's a fair bit longer than what it was, but it is going to be more of a long nose race car. That's what we're going to do.
And it's so important to make sure that you keep measuring throughout this process to ensure that nothing is tilted or shifted as you're spot welding in. That's the whole point of the spot weld, so you can tack it in place, double check your measurements, and then finally weld it in with a good solid bead. So that's what we're doing, and just about have it done. And if you remember the old steering column that was stuck inside, well, we did manage to get it out, and I've got it at the shop to get an estimate on repairing the gears inside. So let's hope they can fix it.
So with Dave's expertise, we were able to accomplish exactly what we were hoping to today. We got the new section of frame channeled in, it's tacked in place and welded, and we'll be able to test fit the engine and transmission before we do the final beads, the final welding. But all in all, a great day and a job well done. So
very happy that it's coming together. If you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for more as we try and complete this little race car and get it ready for spring. So we're plugging along here and getting some work done to it. So that's it for this week. Next week, we should have the beads finished and welded in and dry fit the engine. So tune in next time for the next episode where we take the next step in the direction of getting this race car finished. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.